Hey guys, welcome back. My name is lukemick, and this is my review for the new horror movie As Above, So Below. So As Above, So Below was a movie that I really wasn't too excited for. It's another horror movie. I love horror movies when they're done right. A lot of times these days they really aren't, and they just use that found footage cliche, which As Above, So Below did. So going into it, I really wasn't too excited. But coming out of this movie, I was pleasantly surprised, and I was pretty happy with what I saw. So basically what this movie is about is a woman who's kind of like an explorer and an adventurer. She's kind of like Indiana Jones or Nathan Drake, and she kind of looks for things that I think relate to her ancestry and things that will lead her to big treasures, and she just wants to find a lot of historic things. That's what she does. And in the beginning of the movie we have a scene where she just narrowly escapes a cave that is exploding and collapsing, and it was a kind of a thrilling scene. It wasn't that bad. It was pretty well done, and I thought it was really entertaining. So the opening scene of this movie kind of grabbed my attention, and then she goes off to France and she meets an old friend of hers who is a likable character. He's your classic, you know, boyfriendish character, and they decide that they want to go into the catacombs in France because there's supposedly a big wall of treasure buried very far below France, the city of France, and they get some they get these like graffiti thugs to help them around the area because they don't know it as well, and of course some pretty bad stuff happens, and basically they walk in through the gates of hell. They go so deep down under the ground that they pretty much enter hell. So I liked the idea of this movie. I actually really got into the characters and what they were doing. The performances were actually very strong for a horror movie of this caliber, and you'd expect this just to be some stupid, just, found footage, thrown together horror movie, but it really actually was kind of good because of the performances. They were in a very claustrophobic area in this movie, and I really believed them when they were all freaking out in this very enclosed space. There's one scene where one of the guys who goes down into the underground with them, he gets stuck against some rocks and bones, and he starts freaking out, and his performance was just very believable, and it made me feel worried and scared, because I kind of have this little claustrophobia thing. It's not really severe, and I don't know of an exact example when it really hits me, but you know, being enclosed in a space like that, like just the setting of this movie is something that kind of creeps me out a little bit, and I feel like the actors did a very good job in this movie, and the main woman, the explorer, I don't remember her character or actor's name, I thought she did a really good job, and so did her friend who was tagging along, and everyone else. There weren't really any annoying characters, and I was actually very happy with that. Another thing is, like I said, the setting is just really spooky. This movie didn't use a lot of jump scares either. There was one jump scare that did get me, but they really just didn't use them that much. It wasn't like the quiet ones or anything, which used jump scares like 8,000 times in the span of an hour and 30 minutes. It was really modest about them, and I really liked that. Basically, what I didn't like about this movie was that it used the found footage thing, which kind of worked in the situation, but I would have rather just been a regular movie because it gets a little gimmicky at times. And another thing I don't like is sometimes the script is a little choppy here and there, and that's kind of something you have to expect going into a movie like this. Like there's a scene where she's trying to persuade these people to go into the mine with her, and she says one thing, and they're like, okay, we'll go. It was just a little dumb. It wasn't really well thought out. I feel like they just kind of had to write it in just so they could move to point B. So that's my review for As Above, So Below. I thought it was actually pretty entertaining. It's not the best movie ever made, but it was a pleasant surprise, like I said before I started the review. So I'm going to give it 3 out of 5 stars. You guys, this is lukemick signing off. Please subscribe, and I'll talk to you guys later.